के लिए चाहिए, इधर के लिए नहीं चाहिए। एक सेकंड पहले, एक सेकंड। ये देखो
बैकअप लगा तो इधर को बोलूँगा ना।
Speaks, unveils the car. When the face speaks, unveil the car. When the face speaks, they all unveil the bike.
हेलो चेक, हेलो 1 2 3 हेलो।
बंद कर दो।
कहीं से ठीक है ठीक है।
So this is fine, I think, unless you are very. I want to show this. I want to show the AV. So then Mahindra will show in a. Take a call whenever you want to. You guys decide that. So 2 minutes, 40 seconds will be too much. That's okay. It doesn't matter. No, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be just the AV. I'm saying let it be AV and let something be happening also. It's fine. Distraction. अरे यार राहुल फिर गायब हो गया. एक काम करना भाई. Decide कर जैसे मैंने राहुल ने बोला. Since pictures and all will be clicked when the bike is being unveiled, let's just have a logo in the background. Okay. Because there is no logo anywhere.
Check. Check. All right. Members of the press, media, just a slight delay as we await the arrival of some more of our members of the press. They're at the different conference, which is happening right now, so they would be here in the next 5 minutes. So, thank you for waiting.
Changes while they're speaking.
Check. Check. ये देख.
आनंद चेक कर रहा है विक्रम, तू वॉल्यूम बढ़ा.
Check. Right, check. 1, 2.
और थोड़ा.
Ladies and gentlemen, members of the press and media, we just are going to be starting in the next 5 to 6 minutes as we await the arrival of some more media members who are at a different press conference at the moment. So just bear with us. Another 5 minutes. Thank you very much.
रुको सनत लेके वो साइड चले जा. यहाँ पे सेकंड सनत को बोल दिया. एक So what you have to do, basically they have a launch. They do a launch. ठीक है. जैसे they remove cloth from the bike, you have to don't climb the step. नीचे से खींच लेना.
यहीं से.
हाँ यहाँ से, यानी वो लोग जैसे वो
यहाँ से मेरा हाथ कैसे जाएगा?
वो लोग नीचे आएंगे ना तो कपड़ा यहाँ तक आ ही जाएगा, आपके हाथ में आ ही जाएगा. जैसे वो लोग खींचेंगे, यहाँ पे कपड़ा आएगा, आप खींच के रख देना साइड पर. ठीक है, बस इतना ही करना है आपको और फिर यहाँ पे खड़ा रहना.
Ladies and gentlemen, starting in the next 2 minutes. Check. Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, members of the press. Welcome to the AutoExpo 2016 at the Mahindra Pavilion. A very exciting afternoon today because at Mahindra Racing we are unveiling the all-new 2016 MGP 3-year racing motorcycle and a new Formula E racing car. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let me invite our dignitaries on stage. Please welcome Mr. Anand Mahindra, Chairman Mahindra Group. Can we have the applause, please? Along with him, Dr. Pavan Goenka, Executive Director, Mahindra & Mahindra. Mr. Ruzbe Irani, Chairman Mahindra Racing. And Mr. Mufadal Jr., CEO Mahindra Racing. A very exciting afternoon this day and a very exciting day for us. Ladies and gentlemen, for the fantastic people, Mr. Mahindra, over to you.
You know, it's a very strange thing, this link between mobility and racing. The first car was invented in 1885, and very shortly after that, human beings began to race them. First motorcycle, 1894. A few years later, we raced them. Why do people race? I just don't understand. What is it about? And if you want to go back before cars, well, we had horses. The moment you had horses, there were horse races. Maybe it's not something we can ever figure out. All we know is there is a link. My theory is, well, it used to be one about survival. If you had your horse and you couldn't outrun your enemy tribe, you wouldn't be alive. But even when it wasn't about survival, we raced. We raced everything that moves. My belief is it's about individualism. It's about expressing one's inherent individualism and competitive nature. So to my mind, racing is linked with mobility. We are never going to have anything that moves that we will not race. And so to my mind, if you want to build a brand in mobility, you're going to have to race your products. I've said very often in the past year that the automotive industry is gravitating towards one extreme where we are moving to commoditization of transport. Brands may not matter when you've got an Uber or an Ola buying them. But where we really want to play is in the branding business, is in making products that people want to buy that have style. So if you put that theory to work here, what we're going to be talking about today is in two areas of mobility where we are building our brand globally by racing our products. I'm not going to steal the thunder from Pavan and Rusbe on the products you see, but I want to make one point that both these products are important today because they are part of our evolutionary journey. The MGP30 motorbike is the first one to come out of our new development center in Varese, Italy. This is a real Mahindra product, and you're going to see the outcome of our technology. So, racing is about brand, but you don't build brand just by slapping your name on something that you've hired or somebody else's technology. This is our technology, and that's what you're going to see. And the M2 Electro as well is now a product that comes out of Mahindra's role as a constructor from this year onwards in Formula E. This product will be introduced in the new season of Formula E. It has a completely new electric powertrain, and this too is part of our evolutionary journey. So essentially, we are talking about branding and aspiration, and we are talking about evolution. Thank you for being here, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're going to race down that evolutionary road along with us. Pavan.
Thank you, Anand, and welcome you all to Mahindra Pavilion. As you can see, as you look around, that we have two-wheelers to truck and everything in between for you to see. Today, we are going to take you through our racing area and also two-wheeler area. And tomorrow, we will go through our four-wheelers and trucks. So I will take this time to talk about Formula E. Formula E, as you know, is electric four-wheeler racing. Just 2 years ago, on the exact same spot, we had unveiled to you the Season 1 Formula E car for Mahindra. At that time, we didn't know where Formula E would go. It was a new series. We didn't know whether there will be any interest that will happen or not. But we were very pleasantly surprised that at the end of Season 1, Formula E has gone way beyond our expectations. In terms of the people wanting to watch the race, every race has been packed house. In terms of TV viewing, globally there is about 20 million people who are watching each race. In terms of teams ownership, there have been at least 2 teams that now have different ownership than where we started. And in terms of sponsors, where there is a lot of interest that's happening. So we are very pleased that we are participating in the Formula E series, one of the first 10 teams to participate in Formula E series. This Season 2 now. In Season 2, we were given some flexibility to develop our own car, and we have therefore worked on the powertrain of our car, which is now called M2 Electro, which we'll show to you very soon. What we have done in this powertrain is look at a new e-motor working with McLaren, look at a new transmission, which is lighter, look at a new suspension, which is heavier, more sturdy, and look at new control unit for motor. And all of this gives us about a 3% improvement in efficiency of the powertrain. And those of you who are in racing know that 3% makes the difference between coming last and coming first. And we're very pleased with the performance that we have gotten from M2 Electro in Season 2. We are right now in the 5th spot. Last year we finished in 8th spot. So we have made a good progress from Season 1 to Season 2. We also have new driver, Nick Heidfeld, that some of you perhaps are aware of. And therefore we are very excited going into Season 2. What we like to do now is unveil to you the M2 Electro. From outside, it looks about the same as the original vehicle that we unveiled 2 years ago. But from inside, a lot has changed. And inside is where the difference is made. So with that, Rusbe, what is the...
So we request Dr. Pavan Goenka to kindly step forward, unveil the fantastic Formula E racing car that we have over here. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here it is, the Formula E racing car. This is the wonderful one that you can see, which is going to be a great on the World Championship. Get your photo ops, ladies and gentlemen.
Before I hand over to Ruzbek, talk about the bike, just want to invite you to experience the simulator that we have in the backside there on the Formula E. It'll take some time, but you'll really enjoy it if you have some time.
A very good afternoon to all of you. We as Mahindra debuted in the MotoGP World Championships in the year 2011. The last 5 years have been very eventful for us. There's been a lot of change. First of all, the category in which we compete itself evolved from 125cc two-stroke to 250cc four-stroke. We started as a factory team. We've now evolved to being a full-scale constructor in the Moto3 category. We started with 2 bikes on the grid. Last year, we had 9 bikes on the grid. When we began, we were totally dependent on third-party consultants to both design, develop, and manufacture our racing bike. At the end of 2014, we established our very own dedicated racing development center at Varese in Italy, where we now have 20 world-class engineers working on designing, developing, and manufacturing our racing bike. 2 of them are here. I've got Davide and Michele with me, and I'd like to acknowledge the work that they've done. What makes today's unveil particularly significant is the fact that this is the first product that comes out of this dedicated Mahindra Racing Development Center. This is the firstborn child of that development center. What's new about this bike? In one word, everything is new about this bike. It's got a new powertrain. It's got a new intake and exhaust system. It's got a new aerodynamic package. There are changes in the chassis, as well as it's got new electronics. I'm also delighted to announce the fact that we have our sister company Peugeot joining us as constructors on the Moto3 grid. There's going to be a Peugeot-derived MGP30 on the grid also. So in 2016, in the season kicking off next month in Qatar, we are going to have 2 factory teams and 10 bikes on the grid. So ladies and gentlemen, in all this change, if there is one thing that has not changed, it is the fact that we remain the only Indian 2-wheeler manufacturer with the audacity and the technology to compete on the world MotoGP racing stage. Thank you for your support. We look forward to your continued support. Without much ado, may I now request Anand and Pavan to unveil the bike.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment. This is the unveiling of the NGP30 racing motorcycle. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here it is, the NGP30, the all-new 2016. Can we request all the dignitaries to be around the motorcycle for a group photo? There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. On stage for you, the MGP30 racing motorcycle. And on the other side, we have the EM2 Electro Formula E racing car. right, also requesting, because we have both the wonderful products on stage, so if all the gentlemen could be in the center, and let's get a photo up with both of these fantastic products that we have from Mahindra. Ladies and gentlemen, right here on stage, as you can see, we have for you the fantastic racing motorcycle, that is the MGP30, and alongside the EM2 Electro Formula E racing car. Well, all happening at Mahindra Racing, a very exciting place to be at right now. So we are also open for question and answers right now. So whenever you're ready with your questions, we are ready with the answers on stage. So we'll be having the Q&A right on the other side, because we're moving on to the two-wheeler section. So request you all to kindly join us at the two-wheeler section. And we would be taking in your questions on the other side. So kindly request you all to join in at the two-wheeler section. Requesting all the members of the press and the media to kindly assemble near the Gen Z, because that's what we're going to be unveiling right now. So if you can be right here in the front of the Gen Z, this is where the unveil is going to happen. So requesting all the members of the press and the media to kindly be assembled in front of the Gen Z. That's right next to the two-wheeler section.
Okay, episode 2 in the Mahindra serial for this afternoon. Why are we doing this? Why have we done the Gen Z? There are two very strong trends that are emerging in the automotive industry. One of them, of course, is about the need for environmental friendliness of vehicles. But there is another trend that is influencing and shaping consumers and what they are demanding from automotive players. And that is a way to reconnect to their communities. With pollution and congestion, with the frenetic pace of life, people are looking for ways in which, in fact, not to grow bigger when it comes to urbanization, but to grow smaller as well, to form smaller circles, concentric circles of communities. And for that kind of urbanization, we're going to need very different kinds of transport. We're going to need transport that is ecologically friendly, but also transport that does not insulate you from the world. There is far too much insulation. Today, electronic devices are in fact separating us from each other. We look more at our devices rather than connecting with people. So there is a need to reconnect with people through our connected means of transport. And that's what this is. This is the most modern, the most advanced connective piece of transport that Mahindra has built. So the mobility piece, ladies and gentlemen, is still a puzzle for many car makers. Everyone is trying to figure out what are the pieces of this puzzle for the future. What we are showing you here today is a startup. It's a startup in the true sense of the word. It's a plunge into the unknown. It's a plunge into the future. And like many other startups, it is being incubated in California, the home of startups. It was designed in California, which is the mecca of design. And it is being made in Michigan, which in fact has the deepest domain expertise in the world in automotive manufacture. That does not mean this will remain an American product. We are conceiving and incubating it there because it is a global product. Tomorrow, Mahindra does not want to simply be an Indian company that makes products here and then tries to find markets. We want to be a true global company. And we will incubate, design, and brand products wherever it is required and wherever it is appropriate. And then we will look for markets around the world. So in many ways, this is a brave experiment from us. We hope that with this, we will find one of the critical pieces of the puzzle that is future mobility. And I hand you over now to Vish Palekar, the CEO of Mahindra Gen Z.
Thank you, Anand. And may I request Pawan and Anand to just help unveil the Gen Z here in India. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to introduce you to the most advanced electric connected two-wheeler in the world, the Gen Z 2.0. Let me point out a couple things about what we have done to this vehicle to reimagine a two-wheeler on a scooter platform. This entire vehicle is built, the first thing that strikes you when you look at this vehicle is the cleanliness of the design. It doesn't look like a traditional vehicle. It has been reimagined so that the entire structure is the design. The entire vehicle is on one aluminum frame. This vehicle is typically, when you talk about scooters, it's typically designed to move people. This vehicle moves people and their stuff. We call it a pickup on two wheels. People think about pickup trucks, they think about on four wheels only. Here we have a pickup on two wheels. The back is completely exercisable. You can make it any form and any shape you want for your lifestyle. This vehicle is 100% electric, but what's unique about it is the battery is truly removable. It is removable with one finger. You carry it like a laptop. You plug it into any standard outlet, no infrastructure needed, no charging infrastructure needed. It's a truly removable battery. If battery technology evolves, 5 years from now, we just replace the battery, not the vehicle. The vehicle continues to run for several years beyond that. One of the most interesting things about this vehicle is that this vehicle is run on a CAN network. For you automotive folks, you see cars that are run on CAN network. This is one of the first two-wheelers that is built on a CAN network. With its advanced telematics system, this entire vehicle, the experience of this vehicle comes to every consumer in an app that looks like this. From your sofa in your living room, you can troubleshoot this vehicle. You know where the vehicle is at any point in time. You can disable the vehicle from your living room. If a wire gets cut on the vehicle, you get a distress signal. So it is the first advanced connected two-wheeler in the world. Okay? So ladies and gentlemen, there are lots of other unique features of this. Of course, it comes with full LED lights. It comes with a complete aluminum frame all the way from the back. Only one motor, no fluids. The only fluid in this is 2.5 ounces of brake fluid. So very few moving parts. The only moving part on this is a motor. So we have reimagined what electric mobility needs to look like in the future. The Gen Z 2.0 stands for Generation Zero Emissions. These are the vehicles that will drive our future in mega cities. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your attention today. I must add that this is being a 100% electric vehicle is 100% torque right away. So it's a twist and go throttle. So when there's no clutch on this vehicle. There are no keys on this vehicle. All you do is twist the throttle and you go from 0 to, in this case, it'd be 50 kilometers an hour in 8 seconds, right? Questions get often asked as to connectivity in vehicles. The vehicle that gets that talked about a lot is the Tesla Model S. Well, Tesla Model S is got connectivity features that pretty much everything that we have on the Gen Z 2.0 in two-wheelers is what the Tesla Model S has in their platform. The one piece that's coming down the road is automatic software downloads, over-the-air software downloads. But if you just save that, everything that's on the Tesla Model S is on the Gen Z 2.0.
Check. All right, now requesting everyone to kindly come near the Mojo area that's right here in front for the next launch. So requesting all the members of the press, the media, to kindly assemble in the Mojo area right here. A fantastic ambience that you can see that's been created. The Mojo area is right here in the center.
Hello. Yeah.
Well, and as you can see, our dignitaries, our leadership getting into their mojo gear, and they will be right over here, looking very different from what you saw them 5 minutes back.
I'm taking.
Well, we have all of them over there. Over to Vinod, all right?
Yeah, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are very pleased to welcome you to the Mahindra Two-Wheelers Pavilion. As you know, if you go down the history of Mahindra Two-Wheelers, one of the most anticipated event by all of you and all of the consumers looking forward to Mahindra Two-Wheelers was the launch of Mojo. And indeed, few months back, we did launch Mojo, and we are happy to inform you all that it has been received extremely well, not just by the consumers, but all the auto experts. Before we proceed further, I would like to show you a small video which basically signifies the ethos of Mojo which is all about the joy of riding and the spirit of brotherhood. So great. I'm sure many of my journalist friends would be able to identify themselves because many of them, like Shumi, were part of this video. And it's really exciting to see the kind of passionate response which Mojo has generated amongst the consumers. And we felt that we owe it to them to be able to create a platform in a form of a club, which we have called the Mojo Tribe, which gives them a platform by which they engage themselves not only with the company, but more importantly, along with their other colleagues in the brotherhood, in the camp, in the club, and in the Mojo Tribe. So we are excited to launch today what we call the Mojo Club, and it is officially named as the Mojo Tribe. For us, Mojo Tribe is not just any other club. For us, what we are trying to give to Mojo consumers is a way of life. So as part of the launch today, apart from launching Mojo Tribe, what we are also launching is the calendar for the Trail of Mojo Tribes. So as you know, biking as a concept in India is at its nascent stage, and especially in the youth, it is catching up fast. So what we are going to have throughout this exciting year ahead is 4 different types of trails which will capture the landscape and the terrain of India in a beautiful manner. So right from jungle trail to mountain trail to coastal trail and the desert trail. This is going to be exclusively available to all the Mojo consumers. And as you can see, the months are already mentioned, and many of our Mojo tribesmen are already part of it. Apart from launching the Mojo Tribe and the trails of Mojo Tribe, what we are also launching today is altogether a new website which we have created as part of Mojo Tribe's offering, which gives Mojo consumers a very exciting platform by which they can connect with all their brothers in the club. And they can share information, they can engage with other Mojo consumers, they can seek information about the trail, they can reach out.
We have some room for tribes, women and sisters as well.
You'll see some. So Anand was checking whether we have room for tribe women as well. I said that's a surprise package we will see during our anthem and the live performance. So we are also one of the first in this space where we are launching a mobile-based application which will be given and available to all the Mojo tribesmen, by which they can on the go connect themselves with the Mojo Club, with the Mojo Tribe, and they can shout out and reach out to any of their colleagues in the tribe. At any point when a Mojo tribesman is alone and experiencing something where he needs some help, he can even with a click of button reach out to any tribesman which is nearby to him. And that's the power of the application which we are giving, which can be downloaded, and every Mojo consumer is part of it. So these are some of the features which are illustrated, but it's a platform which is co-created. So a lot of Mojo consumers can themselves create a lot of stuff on it, including logging their miles, including loading their pictures, making their own subgroups, and engaging amongst themselves. Last but not the least, as you know, no club is complete without an anthem of the club. So ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to announce the Mojo anthem, and for the very first time to perform, we invite Soulmate.
Check. I got my mojo working, walking down the road. I got my mojo working. I was born for the road. I'm gonna ride my machine hard. I was born for the road. Sing it with me. I got my mojo working. 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 I was born for the road.
So the excitement is still on. What you have here are two concept vehicles which we have launched on Mojo platform. One is the Adventure and second is the Scrambler. And now I request Anand to say a few words.
I first heard the original version of Got My Mojo Working by Muddy Waters many, many years ago. I didn't know what the hell it meant. And there was no Google, so I couldn't look it up at that time. After a while, it didn't matter. The song got into your bloodstream, and I began using the word. I just said, I've got my mojo working, though I had no clue what the hell I was saying. And then I figured out it meant something like a magic charm. But you know, like all great music, you don't have to understand it in an analytical way to feel it. And the same thing goes for great products. What we're hoping is, like this incredible anthem, like the Muddy Waters original and now the Soulmate version, we are hoping that the mojo is going to crawl into our customers' bloodstreams. If you look up blues and what it means, one of the memorable quotes about the blues is that it's personal, but not private. It's personal, but not private. What it sums up is that people who enjoy the blues, and I dare say bikers, want to be individualistic, they want their own space, but they want to connect. They want to connect to people like them. And that's where the concept of the tribe comes in. So we're going to sell these vehicles one by one at a time, with passion. And we hope it will crawl into your bloodstreams. Thank you, Soulmate, for this excellent music. Thank you for getting everyone's mojo working.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, like promised, it's time for the Q&A. You'll have a lot of questions, and we have the dignitaries on stage to answer them for you. So which is the hand that's going up first, and who's taking the first question? Right there. All right, would you just step forward and introduce yourself too?
Hello, sir. My question is to Mr. Anand, sir. Sir, I wanted to ask one question. You asked on Twitter that to Mr. PM Narendra Modi that you should buy Mahindra Scorpio for your next drive when you become the PM. So, what was the one reason you think that he didn't choose Mahindra Scorpio and he chose BMW or he chose Mercedes Maybach? What was the reason? One line I want to know from you.
To be very frank, if you notice around the world, most dignitaries don't ride SUVs, not because of the quality or the armoring, it's because of the ground clearance and the height. In general, security people prescribe low-end, low-slung cars more from a security perspective. That is really the reason. Otherwise, I'm sure Mr. Modi had great affection for the Scorpio and would have been continuing to use it.
Check. Also, you can take in your question. Also, introduce your publication or the media house that you represent. Ready for the next question?
Hello, sir. I am Sachin from Gaadi.com. I just wanted to know that any plans to turn these concepts into reality?
Which concept?
These two, Scrambler and Adventure.
Yeah, of course, like any concept, it depends upon the response of the consumers. What you have here is, by and large, to a great extent, mojo, because the fuel tank, the engine, the suspension, the brakes, and big part of the frame is that of mojo. So for us to take it forward would not be a big challenge. So one of the purpose we want to achieve in the exhibit in the AutoExpo is to gauge the response. And of course, we are excited, and if we get an excited response, then why not?
Thank you so much.
So you can talk about that on Gaadi.com. And you can talk about that on Gaadi.com and let us know the response to this.
Anyone else?
Well, if you...
Some of them need photo opportunity.
Any questions, ladies and gentlemen, at this moment? All right, so wrap it over here, ladies and gentlemen. Requesting for a group photograph with the fantastic mojo. And if we go to see the bikers in you, all right, Dr. Goenka, Mr. Mahindra, Vinod, we want to see the bikers in you. I mean, let's see what would the pose be for the bikers on this one. With your mojo side, your mojo working with this one. But what I can say is the mojo is working. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, at the AutoExpo 2016 at the Mahindra Pavilion. We're with the mojo. We had a fantastic afternoon with some fantastic people in the house. Enjoy yourself, have a great afternoon, enjoy the photo ops. Thank you so much for this side and the launches. Well, continue to enjoy yourself at the AutoExpo 2016. This is us signing off from the Mojo at the Mahindra Pavilion.
How was it?
Don't